what a year it has been already. The second race of the season in the Highline Racing League HighPoint Premiere Series, and it is great to be back. The stadium scene TV 150 is going to get underway in just a moment. And we are watching the final seconds of practice with Casey Heschel second on the charts, while Alan Kunman is topping this session. He is number one on the charts so far as we go into qualifying. I'm David Kreutz, and I'm joined tonight by Alexander Balderas, Throttle, and it is great to have him back. And this is going to be one you're not going to want to forget. It is the 1 mile track in Madison, Illinois, Gateway WorldWide Technology Raceway. And it is quite the special track. NASCAR Cup Series made its first trip with the next-gen cars to this track this year. Very, very exciting race, and we hope to see that here once again. 4-wide racing in the real world. Let's see if it translates to the sim. There's Alan Kunman going down onto pit road. He is the top of the charts in this practice session. We'll be into the action in just a few seconds time. A few drivers sliding around there, but Kunman takes it to pit road, and that will end your practice session. And I'm going to leave it to Alexander Balderas as we get to qualifying. Any thoughts going into this one?
Well, absolutely. It's great to be back here, and I'm very happy that we actually get to be here this time. And Gateway in Illinois, we saw the NASCAR Cup Series come here the first time this year, and we saw some incidents between Ross Chastain and Denny Hamlin. Short track, 1 mile track, just like Dover and a couple others on the NASCAR Cup Series calendar. But we have a few, possibly a few incidents here tonight. We might see some short track tempers. Might have a few short track tempers. Might see some good racing. Might see some 4-wide actions like we did in real life. So we'll just have to see.
Absolutely waiting and seeing. Gonna have the name identifier on your screen as we go over every driver in the field. Scott Wheeler, your defending winner last week, got it done, and that is career victory number 4 on the charts. Impressive job there, and this is the second race with the next gens in this series. Wheeler looking to get it done. He is in a prime position to roll the momentum in to this race, but he's not the only driver with momentum as we watch him through his first lap. How about the driver of the 9 machine, currently not on the track right now, but James McKee? He was the last time we went here into Gateway. He won that event last season in the Xfinity Series cars, and while it is a different track, it is the same driver. And this is the first lap for the Scott Wheeler machine. Chad Winstead going to go to the top of the charts, looking to rebound after last week. Alan Kunman and Winstead involved in a very late race incident, which took them out of the running for the victory very, very late. And it was a very close event when it came to every driver in that final few laps. It was about a 6-7 car pack at the tail end of it, and it involved drivers such as Kunman, Winstead, and James McKee, and all those guys were up front at the tail end, and it looked like a driver like McKee or a driver like Winstead, they were not able to get out of that one with a clean car. Kendall Kerr right now top of the charts, going through the second and final lap for his qualifying run. His lap that took him to the top of the charts, it was a 34.364. Now it's going to be bested by Scott Zellner. He's got something to prove. Runner-up last week. He got there just a few tenths of a second short. We had a caution that concluded the race with only 1 green light checker being used. Zellner, top of the board. 9 career wins in this series and looking to get victory number 10. Whether or not he's able to get that, we will find out tonight. How about Scott Wheeler, 4th on the charts? Casey Heschel in the 49 machine, 5th on the charts with the Monster Energy machine. And there's Dylan Petit. He's now 3rd up there, making a great run so far, looking to get something done here tonight. He's looking for his first win in this series. Adam Bozzi, Brad Kress, Tony Brooks, they're all looking to get their first wins as well. In the beautiful Paul Menard throwback there, shades of the ASA machine he drove in the 2003 American Speed Association season, and a beautiful design. Petit's going to take it to the second row of the grid, and Heschel going to finish out his qualifying run there in the 6th spot. It looks like going to be able to go 2 spots further. He's up to 4th. Winstead, 7th. Adam Bozzi in the 27 machine, he is up to the 8th spot. And Jeff Morash going to pull it down with the Adidas Thrustmaster machine, the triple threat. It's going to be 16th for the 124. Drew Baker, 19th on the charts right now. James McKee, defending winner at Gateway, is going to come out onto the track. How do we go on board with our defending winner in this track and see how he does it? This is a very technical track in spite of its size. Very short track compared to most that we are going to be going to this season, but you really got to keep yourself in it mentally and physically the whole way around. You see the hand camera, showing every movement that the driver of the 9 machine makes. And how about we're going to try to send it to the roll bar, the nose camera. You can see using that grip strip in the upper section of the lowest lane on the racetrack, and he's going to power it down the back straightaway, looking to put it to the top of the chart. Can McKee do it this time by? Looks like he's not able to do so on the first run. That's going to be 17th on the charts for his first lap, now 18th, as he's just behind Colton Gardner there for that 17th position. Looking to get a lot better in 1 lap's time. 41 seconds on the clock. He's going to be barely beating the clock. Looks like he's 2/10 up on his best lap so far. Now up to 3/10 of a second on his best performance in this track so far. Gonna get a really good run on the exit. You can see that he backed it down through the middle of the corner, able to power through 3/10 up on his best performance so far. That will put the driver of the 9 machine up to 12th on the charts. Certainly not what he was looking for. It looks like Garrett Sindor in the Crunchyroll machine going to be backing it down as well with 12 seconds remaining. Your pole sitter tonight will be Alan Kunman by a 1/10 of a second over Kendall Kerr. How about that? Now, before we get to the action tonight, we do have a graphic presented to you. Thanks to Dylan Body and the 26 machine, able to get this one done for us. An amazing graphic, and it's going to be showing you the ins and outs of this race, and hopefully we're going to be able to show you something like an insight for the driver's mindsets to the mindset of the viewer. It's the Keys to Race presented by Stadium, Scene TV, and the Racing Warehouse. Alexander Balderas, throttle, take it away from here.
Absolutely. I'd love to get on with the graphic we have presented here as tonight. It's a phenomenal night we are, and so the first graphic, or the first section we have on the graphic, is the unknowns of the next-gen car. Can they produce good racing here like they were in real life for 5-wide racing? Close to everyone getting around each other. It was a phenomenal race for me as a Tyler Reddick fan, then not so good in the end, but we eventually tried to claw back. And as a famous saying is, you can catch, but can you pass? The classic saying promotes that you can catch a car in front of you, but can you make the move to advance your position? We're going to find that out later tonight. And as you mentioned earlier during qualifying, can James McKee repeat at Gateway? Winner in Xfinity Season 13. Can he pull off and maintain his status at top dog here in Louisville Gateway? Can Alec Cudman and Chad Winston rebound from the first race in Auto Club earlier this season? We're about to find out here tonight.
Absolutely, that is your keys to the race tonight. And you can see just behind the graphic, the grid is on the screen. And we're hearing that the bottom ticker might be wrong. Not sure what that is about. If you let us know, we'll be looking into it. And we apologize if that is the case. And we're hoping to use that in the future for more information as the night goes on. The grid on your screen right now in its entirety. The driver's going to be rolling onto the start-finish line for the first time tonight, led by Alan Kunman. Here we go, watching the entirety of the grid go through with Kunman in first position, then Kendall Kerr in second, Scott Sander third, Dylan Petit fourth, Casey Heschel in fifth, Brad Kress is in sixth. Garrett Sidnor is in seventh, Scott Wheeler, defending winner in the season so far, point leader, is in eighth, Chad Winstead ninth, and Adam Bozzi is in the 10th position. We're going to try to catch up with the field from there. Looks like they've already left us behind for the first time tonight. And Kunman is your pole sitter once again. Going from the 10th spot of Adam Bozzi, it's Austin Bloom in 11th, James McKee in the 12th spot. James McKee, watch out for him. Last time we were at Gateway, he was the winner, and Matthew Leedy's in the 13th position. Chance Duckworth in the 5 machine, he is in 14th. Caleb Horsey just beside him is in 50th. Then it's going to be Spillman, Matthew Rodriguez, Colton Gardner in the 18th position, and Jeff Morris and Justin Gibbs in 19th, 20th. Then we got Dylan Body, Andrew Baker, Dalton Beer, Tyler Rush in 24th, Roberto Ramirez in 25th, an incredible run he had before. And unfortunately, some misfortune came to him at the final few laps of the event last week, and Jason Harris is in 26th with Jacob Halm and Kenny Brooks riding shotgun. Kenny Brooks is Jacob Halm in the 76 machine, seems to be on his own row, the furthest back row of this entirety of the field. But for the first time tonight, the pace car is going to leave us away. We're going to be getting to action from Gateway. We are green from Gateway, and this is the beginning of the Stadium Scene TV 150. Let's get to the show. it has played out. Alan Kunman gonna get it all the way. It looks like we got some double file in the back of the pack, but so far seems to be some single file racing at the moment. Brad Crescent, though, he's already fighting for position. Let's see what the driver of the 97 machine can do. He's on his way on the warpath, hoping to get his second consecutive victory of the season. Whether or not he's able to do so, we will find out. And here is the left front camera from the driver of the 97 machine. Look at how close he is to the apron, getting almost down to the grass there, but not getting there. And that is the talent of this driver of the 97 machine, to use every single inch of the racetrack effectively and doing it in style. He is Scott Wheeler. He is now up to 7th. Alan Goodman, though, still leading the way over the remainder of the field. This is from the interior of the 97 machine. Going to go for the pass on Casey Heschel all the way to the inside. Looks like he's going to back out of that one and give Adam Bozzi a run for his money. Bozzi going to let it go for now, but Kendall Kerr not going to be letting go on Alan Kunman. The nose camera from the number 21 machine following along with Kunman, as these two have been dominating so far. It's only 4 laps through, but either way, they're putting together a very impressive pace at the moment, and hopefully they'll be able to continue it as time progresses. You can see, wow, big wiggle up there to the top of the racetrack from Kunman, but Kendall Kerr looking to continue his strong efforts this season. A strong run at Auto Club, but the finish was not what he wanted. Certainly looking for just a little bit more tonight. Whether or not he's able to get it, we're going to find out. But as it stands, it is Kunman and Kerr. How about Scott Zellner? 3rd position right now, looking for career victory number 10. Whether or not he's able to get it, we will find out. Big wiggle coming on to the back straightaway. And the stands are packed. Nobody is in their seats. Everyone's standing up for the show that is the Highline Racing League and the HighPoint Premiere Series, putting on an incredible performance so far. Clean and green, 5 laps through at the moment, and we have a lot of time before we get to the action that really gets these guys into crunch mode. It's single file throughout the majority of the pack, but it's very close single file. But don't think that there's no action right now. It looks like these guys are just setting up their shots a little early before we get to. We got some side by side in the middle of the pack, actually a little bit further back. It's Roberto Ramirez getting by Tyler Rush there. Looks like Kendall Kerr still in the 2nd spot there. Not able to do much about it so far, as he is still just waiting in the wings for Alan Kunman to perhaps make a mistake and perhaps throw away his lead very, very early. Not a lot of pressure so far. We still got a lot of time. 120 laps for the Stadium Scene TV 150, with Kunman leading the way over the remainder of the field, with Brad Kress now in the 4th spot. The top 4, they've gotten away by a pretty long shot so far. An impressive job by all 4 of them, but Kunman, he is still the ringleader, and the top 4 separated from Casey Heschel, who leads the 2nd pack. Scott Wheeler just behind him. Wheeler now going to try to make the move, gets to the quarter panel there, just moves him up with the air, and an impressive move there, but not going to be able to make any mistake so far. We'll see whether or not that's just the beginning of the shot that's going to be set up, or whether or not that's all she wrote for the driver of the 97. Of course, very early into this race, most likely he's still got more in the tank. Wheeler, 97 machine, still putting together quite the performance. In the 6th now, he's only got a few spots to go to get up into that leading battle. What the performance he is putting on. He's just beside Casey Heschel, and Heschel going to have to move as quick as he can to perhaps get out the way, or just move a little quicker and not need to worry about where he is in relevance to the 97 machine, because right now these two are just about glued to each other for 4th and 5th. Or the remainder of the pack, either in front or behind, is pretty distant. Lap 8 of 120 so far. These guys are pushing as hard as they can. There we go. Alan Kunman leads the way once again over Kendall Kerr. There he goes, the driver, the 8 machine, all these drivers, incredible cars, the Chevy Camaros, the Toyota Camrys, and the Ford Mustangs. We've got some special schemes tonight. Alan Kunman's number 8 machine has been altered from the Columbia blue to pink to support breast cancer awareness. And what a scheme that is, shining at the front of the field in commemoration, I believe, Breast Cancer Awareness Month, which was September as far as I'm aware. Still, running it in October, and it's supporting the message no matter what month it is. Kendall Kerr in the 2nd spot, though, running the Lucas Oil machine right now, and getting it slippery like oil is. He's still in 2nd, making a great run so far, and it looks like he is glued to the back bumper of the driver of the 8 machine. Brad Kress getting a little closer to Scott Zellner right now. Whether or not he's able to do something about it, we will find out, because that Casey Heschel machine is still hunting him down, and Scott Wheeler putting as much pressure as anyone could He is the lone winner in the season so far. The next gens have only provided one winner, as we've only had one race before this one. It was at Auto Club. Fontana providing an excellent show, and Scott Wheeler was the one who came out on top. The top 6 appear to be the fastest far and away, but we can see James McKee's made it up to 9th position right now, and it looks like Dylan Petit going to get by him in a quick maneuver. It looks like the 9 machine just got a little bit wiggly, and that's going to allow the 31 to get on by. Great job there for the driver of 31, and now the 9's got to recuperate his losses and perhaps get back into the game in just a moment's notice. Goodman there in the 8 machine, still leading Kendall Kerr, and Scott Zellner is in 3rd, but Brad Kress trying everything he can. You can see a difference in lines. Focus on the difference in lines. We're going to go down into the first 2 turns and show you the difference between the drivers of the 2 machine and the 29. It is quite jarring once you notice it. It might not be apparent originally to the viewers, but you can see that it looks like right now, going through the first 2 turns, Kress goes down to the bottom of the grip strip, while the driver of the 2, Zellner, only uses the top of that grip strip. Perhaps that is an advantage for the tires of the 29 machine, while for the momentum of the 2 machine and Scott Zellner, getting on that high line might be the key to a very, very good exit off of the top side, and might be the reason that he is gaining just a little bit on the top 2 of Kunman and Kendall Kerr. How about that? Brad Kress, though, still fighting as hard as he can with Casey Heschel. And it looks like it's going to be side-by-side for the lead. Now it's going to be Kendall Kerr to the point with Alan Kunman in the 2nd spot. What a performance so far by these 2. And it looks like that's going to be the first pass for the lead. Certainly, the driver of the 8 machine is not done yet. Looks like he just gives the Kendall Kerr machine a tap, but he is still there, letting him know, hey, this battle is not over yet. And don't think for a second that it is. 13 laps through on 120. And it's a Chevy on Chevy affair right now. Alan Kunman recuperating his losses. This is the cockpit camera showing what the driver sees in real time. And you can see every angle of it, not just a straight point. You can see the left to right, and you can see up and down. The rearview mirror now on display. Seeing every angle from the cockpit perspective. This is what the drivers on iRacing have to work with in reality. Hand movements display, the wheel, the revs per minute. For a driver, all this information might be a little overwhelming, but with the experienced drivers like Kunman and Kerr have, it just comes to them naturally. Difference in exit and difference in entry there. But don't count out Scott Zellner. Looks like he's getting closer and closer each time by. He's getting up to 5th gear using the shifter. Use 4th and 5th effectively, not like a plate track or a super speedway like Fontana. You definitely have to shift here. Getting down into 3rd is what Scott Zellner does. Then he's going to back it all the way up to the now 4th gear. Scott Zellner up to 5th. You can see there the 2 machine with the white, black, and red accents on his driver identification. And there's a physical identifier on these cars just beside his hands. If you don't see it beforehand, now you do. And it looks like right now he got a very good series of turns, but not going to keep up for the remainder of it. Kunman still is in 2nd, while Kendall Kerr leads the way. This is the 16th lap of 120. Back to the TV cameras showing the onboards for just a moment. We got some fans in the chat. Go get 'em, Colton, by Joseph G. And let's go 27. And that is a chat dropped by Emma Ox. The 27 machine is the driver. We're going to try to pull that up right now. The driver of Adam Bozzi was in 6th. And of course, the driver of Colton. We're going to try to pull up Colton right now. It looks like he is in this event. Just going to have to pull up his number. He's in 25th according to timing and scoring right now. Not the greatest event if the timing and scoring is correct. And Morrissey's biggest fan returns. NBLXL, thank you for stopping by once more. Let's go Morrissey. Caleb up to 11th on the charts right now. But we're going to send it back to the battle for the lead, because Kendall Kerr and Alan Kunman are keeping a very, very close watch on one another. And Scott Zellner just waiting to see whether or not these guys are going to blow the lead at the end of the day and perhaps slide through just to get the victory. Casey Heschel there is in the 4th spot with Scott Wheeler Jr. in 5th. Adam Bozzi is in 6th. And James McKee is now into 7th, cleared away. Winstead being chased by Austin Bloom and Dylan Petit. And it's a single file affair still. It looks like we have some close racing in the middle of the pack. We're going to go check that out. How about we see Roberto Ramirez, who appears to be in the middle of it. They are side-by-side almost. It looks like it's going to be Tyler Wush going for a side-by-side maneuver. This is the 72 machine, J.G. Wentworth. And it looks like 877 Cash now is getting in a position now. And there he goes, 2 for 1 there. Tyler Rush going to move up to the 15th position. And we saw that Caleb Morrissey appears to be in the middle of something there. He is now in the 10th spot. moving up from 11th. Last time we checked on him, how he is in the 10th spot as we stated beforehand. And he's looking to claw back for a position once more. Austin Bloom just in front of him. It is 10 o'clock on the East Coast now. How about that? Let's Go Bozzy from Lucas Bulldogs 7, and Adam Bozzy is now in the midst of it. Adam Bozzy seems to have an incident. Big wiggle. He's got damage. We've got multiple cars involved in what appears to be our first incident of the night. And not good. Let's Go Austin coming into the chat as well. Austin Bloom going to be the beneficiary of that one. I'm going to try to find out what just happened to the driver. Adam Bozzy, who appeared to just have an incident. And not good. Bozzy going to pull it down the pit road. These guys have no fast repairs. He might be done for the night already. Not good at all. This is going to be detrimental to his chances in this race. A lot of time in the points, but not a lot of time to repair this, especially not under yellow. We're going to get a replay of what just happened. We can see he was already damaged by this point. We saw cars spinning in behind him. So it's a multi-car incident, and a lot of people not happy. Peyton Rock, Lucas Bulldogs. Oh, he had something happen before this. This is a really long-standing issue for Adam Bozzy. We're going to send it back more than a lap. Comments curse might just be the case. First time I've seen a comments curse. And Adam Bozzy, we're going to be watching. This is a lap before the incident to see what just happened. Still green flag conditions underway for these guys, but Bozzy going to be the first one involved. Chance Duckworth involved as well. And he's coming across once again. Why does he got a little too much on exit? That's not the case. Looks like he gets by fine. Oh, that's where it happened. He did get a little bit too much on exit. Oh, slides it into the wall. And tries to limp it the remainder of the way. Hits it once. Hits it twice, we saw, but this is where Chance Duckworth gets involved. And he's alongside the 57 machine here, so this is going to be a multi-car incident as well with Matthew Rodriguez. Oh, Duckworth just loses it. Rodriguez gets very lucky. He's going to be passing two limping cars there. So it's going to be Chance Duckworth, and it looks like Adam Bozzy as well. We're both involved in an incident. And we're going to send it back to the live feed right now, side by side. It is Casey Heschel and Scott Wheeler Jr. Wow, what an incident there. And that's going to be a first of the night, but no caution. Side by side at Gateway. This fight is just getting started, and it's for the fourth position. And a central camera on the 49 machine. You can see Scott Wheeler going to get the momentum. That's going to put him into fourth for certain. We've got the battle for the lead, though. It's still Kendall Kerr leading over Alan Kudman, and Scott Zellner still at bay. But not a good run for the drivers of the 5 and the 27 machine of Adam Bozzy there, and not good at all. This is Dylan Body as well, not doing too great. Doesn't look to be on lead lap according to timing and scoring, but Kendall Kerr still leads the way over the remainder of the field as we've got a side-by-side battle won by Scott Wheeler Jr. and Emma Oka, Hayden Bach, Lucas Bulldogs. Whoa, Casey Heschel saves it. He's got that much of a distance. He only loses 1, 2, 3 positions. He's going to be dropped down to now 8th position following that incident, and not sure what just happened there, but it looks like yet another incident of tires just giving out. Heschel still in 8th. Wow! He got really lucky there. Gonna send it back 20 seconds once again. You could see that he just lost a side-by-side battle with Scott Wheeler. And from here, it just gets much worse. Losing a position might be one thing, but it's still very early in this race. He's got a lot of time to recover, but he just gets a little too much on exit and goes into the only part of the track where the wall is actually not there. And James McKee going to get by. That puts him in 5th. Then it's going to be Austin Bloom, Chad Winstead, and Heschel. He recovers successfully. Doesn't even spin the car. He only loses 3 positions, but he's being chased down now by Caleb Morrissey as we have one car back on the racetrack. Appears to be a lap car. And not good at all for the driver of the 49 machine, but Caleb Morrissey now up to 9th, looking to get up to 8th if he has the pace. The fight, ailing the tires of the driver of the 49 machine. Kendall Kerr still leads the way over Alan Kudman, and it looks like Scott Wheeler is chasing Scott Zellner, and the Scots looking to make something happen here with Kudman in their grasp. Whether or not they're able to do that, we will find out, but it looks like they are getting faster and faster each time by compared to the drivers just in front of them. And that is your second incident of the night. It looks like Garrett Sidnor is not on the racetrack right now according to timing and scoring, but that is a Incorrect statement. He is there. He is in 11th position now, fighting for the top 10 with Matthew Rodriguez. Rodriguez got out of an incident, only just avoiding the Chance Duckworth machine that hit the wall, seeing the driver of the 27 machine, Adam Bozzi, hitting the wall. So it was a reactionary move that caused yet another incident, and a reactionary move that caused a very, very close incident to occur. And now Kendall Kerr leads the way. Still single file, no caution so far. Alan Goodman in second, and Scott Zellner and Scott Wheeler round out your fastest four. James McKee is 3.7 seconds behind. He is in fifth, so he's still in the ball game, but whether or not he's able to get back up to the real race leaders up here, we will find out as Austin Bloom's going to try to make something happen on the inside line. Not going to happen that time by. It's still worth a shot as we got some action right here. It's Scott Wheeler and Scott Zellner. Whoa! Wheeler goes into Zellner. My apologies, Zellner goes into Wheeler. Big, big incident, and I'm not really sure what that was.
The yellow flag is out.
First yellow is out. And it looks like he either lost it or... We're going to see. Looks like it was Zellner in front of Wheeler. And this is the second time that Zellner has gotten damage in an event. My apologies, Wheeler has gotten damage 2 races in a row, but oh, he lost it looked like. But then no, he just hits it into Wheeler. Not good at all. We're gonna get a cockpit replay to see what just happened. And a lot of damage there. It looks like he's gonna just barely scrape the inside retainer. I'm thinking something must have happened to that car. Tries to back it down. It just doesn't seem like everything was all there. It doesn't look like that was a straight shot in, although I'm not 100% sure. That is your first caution of the night, and it's quite the incident. It's going to be Kendall Kerr leading the way over Alan Quinman and Scott Wheeler Jr. And that is quite the case. We're going to send it down to pit road and see what just happened.
An incident between two drivers down at the backstretch leads everyone to come down pit road, and the caution's going to come out the first time here tonight in Gateway. Lap 30 out of 120, a third of the way through tonight's event. We're about to see who comes off first off pit road. It's going to be, I believe...
Kendall Kerr there. It looks like Kendall Kerr gets it done over Alan Quinman, McKee, Bloom, then Heschel, Winstead, Morrissey, Sidnor, and Matthew Rodriguez is in ninth. And that's going to be a run out.
Absolutely. A few more people coming out of pit lane. A few more cars still stuck in pit lane repairing damage after a two-car incident on the backstretch. It leads one car to spin into the grass, come back onto the apron. It's the first caution out for the first time tonight here in Gateway as we go down pit road. The last of a few cars coming off of pit road. 30 out of 120 completed here for tonight's event, third of the way through. And as the two-car incident brings out the caution, again, we're going to be rolling around the pace car, behind the pace car for a couple of laps. But because it's a short track, we should be getting underway quite shortly. The 21 is the winner off of pit road, and as he maintains the lead.
You're right about that. The 21 machine of Kendall Kerr does lead the way. Apologies for the slight interruption. We are seeing that some cars are being marked as a few laps down. We're going to find out what's going on with that, and I believe we just have. So apologies for the slight delay there. We are going to find out what that was. Drivers outside of a certain 10-11 car window appear to be marked incorrectly as lapped cars. Not sure what that was about, but we have fixed it and made our attempt to fix it. Kendall Kerr still leads the way, and we got the Terry Brooks comment alongside with the noticing of the incident. Thank you for bringing that up to us. Go Team Esquire Express and MBLXL saying the Jonestown Jet, I believe he is referring to Caleb Morrissey. You can see the highway just outside of Gateway leading to multiple cities, St. Louis and Chicago. Very industrialized area here in Madison, Illinois. Quite the place to be if you were living in this town with a racetrack and a freeway taking you to two of the biggest cities in America. But right now the show is not on the highway, but it certainly is on the road. It is led by Kendall Kerr. This is the HLRL HighPoint Premiere Series. Kerr putting on a clinic right now. Alan Cummins is as well. Any thoughts going into the second quarter of this event?
Well, as we effectively head into stage 2, although there is no stage racing, we're going to see that once again, on fresh tires, people are going to get excited and possibly make moves. But it is, as we've learned right now, very hard to pass. So track position is everything. If you save your tires, if you have enough gas to make it to the next pit stop, and you make it out in front on that pit stop, I'm sure you'll go on to at least gain the track position you need or go on to win the race. But as we've seen right now, track position is everything. And if you stay out front with that clean air, you're gone. So clearly, track position is king.
Absolutely. It's like these guys are running a mile the way they're getting right behind each other. Single file action in the clean air seems to be the way to go for the driver, the 21, and Kendall Kerr. He's been taking a 4-car pack up all the way. Now, James McKee, underwhelming in qualifying, but look where he is right now. He is in the 4th spot with Casey Heschel in 3rd. Big move for the driver of the 9 machine. He's up 9 spots right now and looking to take the extra 2 to become a defending Gateway winner. He put together an impressive run last week, not able to get it done in the SP Designs machine. We got to thank SP Designs for the support in this series as well. They are a proud sponsor in this series, and we are very lucky to have him. First time tonight, we're going to have a restart, and first time it's going to be led by the driver of the 21. Alan Kuhnman's going to lead the way, but it looks like Kendall Kerr going to get a much better start. Side by side for the lead already. It looks to be the battle for the lead is back underway, and the battle for 3rd is as well. McKee leads it over Heschel by just a quick moment, and that is the decisive move. That's going to put him in 3rd with a clearing block for now. It looks like we got some battle in the middle of the pack as well. It's going to be side by side there. Matthew leading involved with the Tyler Rush. No contact though. It looks like it's going to be Rush trying to get it rushing back up on the high side of the tail end of that run, going off of turn 4, not able to get the momentum. Not going to happen for the driver of the 72 machine. How about Matthew Rodriguez side by side with Caleb Morrissey right now? Double file for the majority of the field at the moment. Looks like a second groove is being worked in. The asphalt is changing its texture. And it looks like Roberto Ramirez has moved his way back into 8th, and there's no contact so far, but it looks like a tight squeeze there for Dylan Petit. He's keeping his car nice and steady as he's now up front in 7th. Now Garrett Sidnor just in front. Austin Bloom is in the 3 machine, and he's in 5th right now with Alan Kuhnman in 4th, James McKee in 3rd, and Heschel in 2nd with Kendall Kerr leading the way. Alan Kuhnman dropping down 2 spots. He's certainly not going to be happy about that one. Soaring down through the field, we have seen a lot of guys single file, a lot of guys double file. And Alan Kuhnman certainly looking to get back up there no matter what. It might be a track that's a little challenging to pass on, but he does not care. He's got his teammates around him, and he knows he can work with them. It's going to be McKee and Kuhnman, the teammates up front, as it looks like Garrett Sidnor is going to have a side-by-side rolling there with Dylan Petit. Petit's going to get the position on the lap for position number 6, 35 laps through on 120. Great job there so far for the driver of the 50 machine. Dylan Petit leading this field when it comes to the remainder of the field outside the top 5. He is P6. And he's taking a lot of guys in front of him. And he's still got a few guys he knows he wants to pass desperately. Whether or not he's able to do that, we will find out. Austin Bloom is in the 5th spot now with the 3 machine. And he is just in front of 2 Chevy Camaros. Just behind 2 Chevy Camaros as well. It's going to be McKee and Kuhnman. 3rd and 4th right now, the teammates trying to make it happen, and it looks like they've only got 2 guys just in front of them. Kendall Kerr putting on a clinic right now, and Casey Heschel, who has bounced back from a major incident, put himself back in the runner-up spot. How about that for the driver of the 49 machine? We saw him spin, almost get some damage, but he ended up in the 1 spot on the racetrack where there was no retaining wall on the outside. And using that area, he was able to recover, get a great pit stop, get the exit that he needed, and perhaps that could have put him all the way up into the front of the pack if he didn't have that incident. How about that? Impressive job there. What a show being put on by the driver of the 49 machine. It looks like he's the fastest on the racetrack right now. Let's go on board and see how it is for the driver of the 49 machine. His perspective as he continues to chase down the driver of the 21 machine in Kendall Kerr. Kerr has been leading a majority of this race. He has been nowhere outside of the top 2 all night. Really put together a solid, consistent run, and that's what he needs following last week. Fell through the middle of the pack at the tail end of this one when it comes to last week in Fontana. So looking to get just a little bit better tonight, and he's been doing just that. He leads the way so far, lap 39 of 120. With 1 caution in the books, these guys have only slowed down just once as Heschel continues to chase down the 21 machine. Out of James McKee in the 9 machine. He is just behind these two. He's watching as the battle is getting closer and closer each time by. It looks like he's going to get a very, very solid first entry into the corner in the middle. Not as much for the exit. That is where the driver, the 49, really shines. Great off from exit. And Heschel might be able to make a move in a few laps time. He will go down to the inside and looks like they're going to be side by side for the lead, but only just. Nothing's going to come of it. Quarter panel movement. They are side by side for the lead, and this is the perfect angle brought to you by James McKee's on board. And Alan Goodman is watching just behind, keeping his teammate at bay right now, side by side for the lead. Once again, it's Heschel, and it is Kendall Kerr. And it looks like Heschel going for it for the first time. Lap 40 of 120 so far in the stadium. CTV 150. Kerr holds on that time by, but you can see Casey Heschel has something up his sleeve that the driver of the 21 simply does not have. Whether or not he's going to be able to keep that, we will find out. This is the rear view camera from Kendall Kerr right now, and you can see how perfectly aligned with the grip strip these guys are. It might just be saving their tires, but it's also keeping them a lot quicker. And you see a little bit of a lunge by the driver. The 49 machine is not expected. He's been playing it safe on the entry, but in the middle of the corner and the exit, that's where he really, really shines. Not able to get it that time by, but he's still very, very close. And there's a lot of racing to continue this one out. 41 laps through. Kerr started in second, Heschel started in fifth, but they're 1-2 right now, leading the remainder of the field. And it's an impressive performance put on by the both of them. Alan Goodman right now, he's got the 3 machine of Austin Bloom right beside him. Right behind him, to be exact, as these two continue to have the battle for the final spot in the top 5. Kendall Kerr on the quickest pace he's been for the majority of this run. His last lap was a 34.974. His best lap is a 34.471. That is the fastest lap ran in this race according to timing and scoring so far. An impressive lap, very impressive from Kerr. And he looks to be the favorite early on to get this victory done, but don't count out any of these drivers in the top 5, maybe even the entirety of the top 10, because everyone's running at a very, very quick pace right now. Roberto Ramirez appears to be a 10th quicker right now. He is currently 9th on the charts. Impressive job there from the 42 machine. Caleb Morrissey appears to be quicker than him with a 34.796 last lap by. The 6 machine's got a lot of draft, but he's still got a lot of pace in that car. He might be in the middle of the pack, the upper mid-pack. Will we get another caution or another chance to restack these guys? Perhaps some strategy. Caleb Morrissey might come back as a very, very good chance to get the victory of this one. 44 laps through on 120. Kendall Kerr leads the way, and it's still Casey Heschel chasing him down, looking to get just a few more spots on the night. But now he's only got one more spot to worry about, and that is the first position. James McKee now into frame with Alan Goodman just beside him. The team is working well together. They are 3rd and 4th. And putting together an impressive performance there just outside of the top 2 spots. And it's Austin Bloom right there in the 5 car, still chasing these guys. It looks like he's just on the outside of this battle for the second position. Kendall Kerr, he's got just a little bit of distance, but Casey Heschel's got a few guys who really want to go. We'll see whether or not the 49 machine is able to appease those behind him, including McKee and Goodman. And if he's able to, might just have a better shot at the victory at the end of the day. 45 laps through on 120 in total. And switching back and forth through drivers, we are focusing on Kerr, putting on the performance of a lifetime so far. This is quite the race to watch, and while it is a single file affair for the most part, it's still very, very close action throughout the entirety of the field. And a few guys here we didn't expect to see up front, but they still are. We got one lap car on the front straightaway, or now the back straightaway. It appears to be going slow, going into pit road. That is the driver of the 26 machine. And not sure what's going on there, but Casey Heschel's going to have one on his outside, and that is the driver of the 9 machine, and James McKee. Look at McKee go. This is the battle for the second spot. How about that for the driver of the 9 machine? Now he's going to be fighting all the way for second position. Still led by Kerr, but Casey Heschel and James McKee, second and third, are giving him a run for his money. Looks like it's going to be Heschel going down to the inside line. He just saw that he was going to have a little bit too much given, and he's going to play it safe, unlike last time, and not have a multi-car wreck. He's still in there, but James McKee defending Gateway winner. He is in the second position. He's only got one more spot before we get to the possibility that he's a defending winner back-to-back at Gateway. Last season he got it done in the Xfinity cars, but in the next gens he has clawed his way up from 12th to 2nd. He's got one more spot until he can prove that he is truly the king of Worldwide Technology Raceway. The back straightaway wall there. Lap 48 of 120 right now, and Kendall Kerr still leads the way over the remainder of the field. James McKee in second, Heschel in third, and Alan Kuhnman is in fourth. How about Austin Bloom in fifth? And French Broad Volunteer Fire and Rescue has came into the chat to say, come on, Colton, you got this. And Colton, well, we're going to try to check on Colton Gardner right now. The Colton Gardner machine is in 20th, according to time limit scoring right now. And as it stands, not having the best of races, but he is in a very close battle right now with the 124 machine. Going to let Jeff Morash go there. And Colton still making a great run of it so far. We got smoke on the racetrack. Not sure where that is from. It might be a visual error, or it might be an incident. Right, trying to find out what that was about. Doesn't appear to be anything we can see so far. Our timing and scoring is leading us to believe that nothing has occurred. Apologies for the slight interruption there, as we continue to watch the remainder of the field in motion. Kendall Kerr still leads over James McKee, Casey Heschel, and Alan Kuhnman. That is your top four, with Austin Bloom in fifth and Dylan Petit in the sixth spot. Garrett Sidnor is in the seventh spot now, side by side with Caleb Morrissey. How we go on board with Morrissey and see what he's seeing from the driver's perspective in that number 6 machine, the Ford Mustang. How about that? On the inside, you can see he is shifting gears all the way down into third. Now going to back it down all the way up to fourth. Now he's going to go up into fifth, side by side, even still with the driver of the Garrett Sidnor machine. It looks like he's going to get Sidnor this time by. And he is almost clear, but they're still side by side, and nothing has come of the battle so far. Still dead even, going to the back straightaway. And how about that? It's still Morrissey. Oh, Morrissey! Caleb Morrissey's around! Caleb Morrissey, big time impact. And that is perhaps the ending of his winning chances by far. He's already towed it, forfeiting those winning chances there. And we're going to see what just happened. Oh, he just wiggled up into him. Oh, heartbreaking. Puts it into the barrier. And already tows it onto pit road. Wow. And that really is going to change it all for Caleb Morrissey. We're going to try to get one more replay of the matter. See what just happened. This is a few laps before, actually a lap or so before, so we're going to try to send it up just a little bit more. The Jonestown Jet appears to have just a bit of an issue. Caleb Morrissey in the wall and appears to be out of this one. A little bit early even still. We're going to try to find out what just happened side by side, and you can see he's already wiggling through. Oh, he just loses it there. And no caution, he already cleaned himself up. Caleb Morrissey has already towed it down to pit road, and not much more he can do on the night. Looks like that is a retirement for the driver of the 6 machine. Heartbreaking there for Caleb Morrissey, having such a great run. And the remainder of the field still goes on. And I don't believe that the driver of the 50, Garrett Sidnor, got any damage there, as Kendall Kerr still leads over Casey Heschel by now 1.6 seconds, as its teammates side by side for third. That is Kuhnman and that is James McKee. They're fighting as hard as ever right now in the number 8 and number 9 cars. And the SP Designs machine front and center there in the 9. Asheville, North Carolina, where they're headquartered. They were the title sponsors for last week's event, and we thank them dearly for stopping by and sponsoring that one. What a race the SP Designs 170 was last week in Fontana, and they're looking to get another great result for their team. Caleb Morrissey, really unfortunate. The remainder of this field still on its way, pushing as hard as ever to get that victory. Lap 55 of 120. Far from over for all of these guys. We're almost at halfway. How about that? Kendall Kerr still leading this one over Casey Heschel, Alan Kuhnman, James McKee, Austin Bloom, Dylan Petit, Roberto Ramirez, Matthew Rodriguez, and Chad Winstead. Winstead making a great recovery from last week. As we mentioned beforehand, and the keys to this race whether or not Winstead would make that recovery. It's very important for his championship chances. He's been putting together an incredible last few races. He certainly deserved to have a chance at the victory last week, but circumstances out of his control took him out of that one. This week, he's running solidly in the top 10. It's a very competitive league, so running in the top 10 means a lot. Certainly looking for just a little more. Kendall Kerr, though, what a performance. He's still leading by a mile here. Casey Heschel is in second, got back in front of the teammates, and Alan Kuhlman and James McKee watches Dylan Petit continues to hunt them down. There's Dylan Petit, Roberto Ramirez, Matthew Rodriguez, and Chad Winstead rounds out the top 9 drivers. Kerr still leads them through. Kuhlman certainly not afraid to race his teammate in James McKee, because it looks like McKee now going to be fed to the Sharks. Dylan Petit and Austin Bloom, they've been waiting for quite a while for this to happen. And it looks like might be able to get a run this time by. It's going to be a defensive maneuver, goes slightly to the inside there for the driver of the 9 machine, but not able to make much happen there. Side by side the teammates are, and the SB Designs machine runs it all the way to the apron. No issue. They're side by side though. This is for third, rounding out your podium. It's the 8 and 9 machines. Hunter for number 3. 58 laps through right now. Kendall Kerr still leads them far and away. Not coming up a lap traffic anytime soon, it appears. And appears to be out in his own little universe. And if we took a wide angle shot from the driver of the 21 machine, you would see he's got a whole world in front of him and a whole world behind him to play with as the driver who leads this one with clean air out in front. Like exploring an open landscape, Kendall Kerr is breaking the limits, so to speak. He's just pushing as hard as he can, and there is nobody around him. Incredible job there. You would see this entire track. The stands are packed. Kendall Kerr out on his lonesome, coming to the halfway point in this one. And it looks like Alan Kuhlman going to get by Casey Heschel there. These two are still not done fighting. The highway just beside the racetrack. You can see it in full detail. Powered by iRacing with these laser scan tracks. Every single detail is presented. If you want to join in on the iRacing fun, be sure to use our referral code in the description down below. We've had one user of it so far. We thank them dearly for using it. It goes right back into what is used to make these streams better and better each time. We got an incident. It's Roberto Ramirez, it looks like. Wow, did he save it? Yes, he did. Roberto Ramirez is going to save his car, but we saw that smoke from a mile away. We're going to get an instant replay. And Ramirez, was it him? Yes, it was. Goes down to the inside, smokes it again, locks it up, and everyone avoids him. He doesn't hit the wall, and wow, what a job there by the 42, keeping himself in contention. He's still in 10th. Gonna watch it from the onboard perspective now from the driver of the 42 machine. It's a little bit of a touch, touches it again. Everyone avoids him. And he backs it down into third and gets on his way again. Impressive job. He's now down to 11th, but better than being out of this one entirely. Oh, but he is loose for certain. Something's happened there. Dylan Petit, something's happened. Big time. He's in the wall, Dylan Petit is. And Roberto Ramirez is going to spin. He's going to take Rush with him. Rush is going to spin. Multi-car incident. I think the yellow flag is out right now. Ramirez is not done spinning. Rush isn't either. Wow. Instant replay. Oh, no. Now, that is the second incident. We're going to run it right back to the instance that we were trying to watch beforehand, because this is about the time where we saw the first incident occur. And that was with Dylan Petit. Trying to find out what just happened there. The opponent, you can see these guys are especially close to one another, but I'm not going to be focusing on that immediately. Big time, Huck says, and that was a big time incident. How about that? Dylan Petit, here he is. He was in 6th position, and you would see he was already big time damaged. Oh, this is the first incident. And he just bit off a little bit more than he could chew. Slides it, and similar to Caleb Morris, he just goes to the different section of the wall. Oh, that's terrible. Very bad there for the driver, the 31. But this is when Tyler Rush and Roberto Ramirez get at it. And Rush and Ramirez appear to just spin the entire way around. Ramirez gets right through it, almost. has to back it down a few times. J.G. Wentworth's machine, he gets through. Both of them minimal damage, but certainly not happy with one another. And the Michelle's 89 saying 877 crash now, and I suppose it's accurate, but certainly not what either of those guys wanted. Perhaps a miscalculation. It certainly wasn't an intense dumping, if anything, but both of them certainly lucky to escape, as they had a car coming right at them that was destroyed. And that was Dylan Petit, so getting out of it in a better situation than they wanted, but Dylan Petit, he's getting the worst of it. There is the driver of the 72, and Tyler Rush. Kunman still leads the way over Casey Heschel. How about that? Already halfway through this one, and Kendall Kerr putting on a show. Lap 63 we are at. We'll try to get an interview with the driver of the 21 machine right now, and that's what we're going to do. It is the 21 machine we are going to be focusing on. It is Kendall Kerr in the 21 machine. And it looks like, Kendall Kerr, you're putting on a clinic tonight. How about that? Putting on an incredible show right now. How you feeling, lap 64, 120, about your chances in this one?
Man, it's so incredibly hard to pass. I don't know if you've been seeing it on the broadcast, but if somebody gets a run on you to your inside, you can just kind of take the outside dime in the corner and make up for it. So it's definitely a track position race. It's been nice that the cautions have fallen right into kind of the pit window, kind of killed any kind of strategy, but everybody at Blacktop Racing has been really, really fast, and just see what we got for them.
And Blacktop Racing having a bad, fast night right now. It appears that actually 3 of your drivers are in the top 4 right now. How about that? Really good showing for the team. What's the game plan? All 3 of you on the podium?
I mean, that's the plan. That'd be a perfect world. Poor Brad had some connection issues, but he was just as fast in practice. I have no doubt he'd be in the top 5 here with us too. So that was unfortunate to see, but just trying to survive these restarts. I know people are going to have to get aggressive with it, just because it's so hard to pass out here. And about lap 25, I mean, man, the car is wrecking loose in the corner at the downshifts and everything. So should be a fun one.
Absolutely looking to be a fun one right now. Kendall Kerr, you must be having the most fun, leading the way the majority of the way. Lap 65 at 120, and the team is looking strong. Thank you for your time.
Anytime. Thanks for the call. Looking forward to seeing it.
And there we go. That is a dominating run by Kendall Kerr, and he explains the passing issue. Unfortunately, Gateway does have it, and Jacob Palm, driver in this series, has left a comment, and it looks like we did get to his incident beforehand, and we apologize for that, but nosed it into the wall, coming out of turn 2 twice, and no caution. So I parked it in front of the field because I know my luck when racing in front of the field. Well, Jacob Holm, thank you for stopping by tonight. Of course, thank you for giving it your best effort, and unfortunately it happened that way, but we hope to see you back next week and hope to see you back for the remainder of the season. Your support does not go unappreciated. Thank you for stopping by. Second restart of the night, led by the driver of the 21 machine in Kendall Kerr, and Alan Kunman is in second with Casey Heschel in third and James McKee in fourth. It's been a great night for Blacktop Racing. Are they able to top it off with an all-3 1-2-3 podium? We will find out. We are going green again from Gateway. Mixed up start, but everyone got on their way. And the engines, you can hear them roar. Kerr leads, not anymore. It's Alan Kunman in his front. And it looks like the 8 machine has gotten just in front of the driver of the 21 machine. This is a change in lead, first time since the last restart. James McKee up to third. Blacktop Racing does dominate the podium right now, but it looks like Casey Heschel not done yet. Caleb Morrissey still having some fans in the chat. Jose Neves coming into the chat. Thank you for stopping by. Unfortunately, Caleb Morrissey not having the greatest of nights. He is unfortunately out of this one. Only the timing and scoring 25th position on the charts. Big incident for him, and not able to be on the racetrack anymore. But Caleb Morrissey, his fans, you guys do not go underappreciated. We thank you for stopping by tonight nonetheless, and we hope that he'll have a better run next week. Either way, track a little bit empty right now. We're trying to get it back to the leaders, as we just saw. Caleb Morrissey is disconnected, but it's still Alan Kunman leading it over the remainder of the field, including Kendall Kerr, his team. Kerr is there in the first spot. Actually, Kunman is in first. My apologies. It's Kendall Kerr in second, and then it's going to be Casey Heschel in third. The 8, the 21, and the 49. How about that for the driver of the 8 machine? That one's going to be Heschel going to the inside. This is for second. Can Kerr diamond arc the corner like he mentioned? We're going to find out. Side by side for the lead of the second position. My apologies. We're going to go side by side once again. BoltDesigns.com on the rear end of the car and bolting to the inside. Looks like it's not going to work that time by. The momentum has been concealed, but Casey Heschel doesn't give up. Casey Heschel does not give in, and he's going to get second place that time by. The 8 machine of Alan Kunman still leads the way over the remainder of the field, lap 69 of 120. 8, 49, and 21 have been dominating this race all the way. Now we're up to the 70th lap of this run. It's been an incredible race. 2 cautions. The running of this one, 70 laps through, it's been a quick one nonetheless. Now to the final stretch of 50 laps. And the Columbia machine is out in front once more. Saw it out front last week in Fontana and out front once again in Gateway. A completely different type of track. Last week it was a 2-mile SuperSpeedway, and now we're at the most moderate track of moderate tracks. I can't necessarily say intermediate, but it's a 1-mile track in Madison, Illinois, and certainly quite the spectacle to watch in person and on the virtual scene, and that is certainly what we are seeing here tonight. A single file affair doesn't go without its action, and Casey Heschel is making sure of that as he is clawing down, trying to get the lead for the first time tonight. Inside he goes. One more time. It looks like everyone's running the same line now, except for the driver of the 4 machine, or rather the 4th position machine in James McKee in the 9. Matthew Rodriguez is there in the number 5 slot in the standing right now in this event. 57 machine making a great run. How about Austin Bloom? How about Chad Winstead? How about Clint Spillman? Spillman's a rookie this season, looking to get it done. He is looking to make something happen for the Buckeyes. Ohio State. He's in 8 right now. What is his second start in his first full-time season. AC Heschel, 49 machine. How about that? Making a great run. Kendall Kerr in the 21 is as well. Jason McKee in the 9 slot right now. He's the number 9 machine. Also having a fun one. He is in 4th at the moment. And looking to get just a little more out of it in the SB Designs machine. And SB Designs is the proud partner of this series, going to be displaying their logo on the screen in just a few moments' time. We thank them for their support of the league. I hope that they enjoy being part of this one as much as we enjoy them being here. Jonestown Jet does not appear to be coming back. He is out of this one, unfortunately, Huck. And we're as upset about that as you are. Got it nosed into the inside wall, and nothing you can do from there. All she wrote for the driver of the 6th machine and Alan Kunman. Nothing can be said or done about the driver of the 8 machine being the leader. Nobody able to keep up at the moment. Casey actually trying to do something, but nothing has been done about it. Closest battle on the pack is here in the 18th spot. Scott Zellner looks to be clawing his way back. He's back on the lead lap. He's gotten his damage repaired, and he's looking to be as quick as ever. And you can see that he's clawing through the middle of the field, trying to get something done right now. Clawback is now under session, under its procession for Scott Zellner. He is not done yet. That is for certain. How about Kendall Kerr, though? We're going to go back to the leader of this event. It's the 21 machine. And now it's Alan Kunman, according to timing and scoring. Just a little bit of a miscalculation there, but Kunman leading far and away. Then Casey Heschel, then Kendall Kerr, then James McKee. Matthew Rodriguez just beside him, and Austin Bloom still just hounding every single driver that gets in front of him. You can't get away from the driver of the 3 machine, but there is one thing you can do past him. It looks like he's still just outside the top 5, looking to get in. Perhaps a late race mistake from Miller driver. And there's still a single file procedure, and there's still a lot of action on the racetrack we are going to follow. How will we go on board with the driver who is still chasing for the lead? And that is the 49 machine in Casey Heschel. Let's see what he's seeing right now. Backing it down, lap 77 of 120. Still a lot of time to make this one happen for the driver of the 49 machine, but as it stands, he's going to get a monster run this time by. Goes to the inside line. There he goes, the 49 machine looking to take the lead for the first time tonight. And Alan Kunman not going to be happy about this one. Heschel having an up and down night. We saw him almost wreck it out entirely. But now it's Heschel's time to play. Can Kunman fight back on the outside line, side by side, to the wire this time by? Looks like Kunman's gonna get it. Casey Heschel still watching from the wings. He's certainly not done. He has the pace to prove he's up here for a reason. Dominating the corner, that is what Kunman's gonna do, but no, not gonna work. Casey Heschel is your new race leader, and Kendall Kerr now side by side with the driver of the 8 machine. Looks like he's gonna let him by. How about that? Heschel's going to leave them all in the dust. A very, very strategic move there by the driver who is in the 49 machine, and he really made it all count there. Now it's time to save those tires. We saw what happened on the first run with his tires. He almost destroyed them in its entirety. Whether or not he's able to make it happen, we will find out. As a driver, he's still got a lot of time to go. And either way, Mountain Dew machine to the top of the summit here. At the pinnacle of the mountain, he is in first, 79 laps through this event. Alan Kunman in second, and Kendall Kerr is in third. And then it's going to be James McKee, Matthew Rodriguez, Austin Bloom, Chad Winstead, Clint Spielman. And now we got a side-by-side battle between Tyler Rush and Garrett Sidnor, and Roberto Ramirez still watching as the driver who did have an incident with him just beforehand is only a few tenths of a second ahead. Tyler Rush appears to be in no rush to pass the driver of the 50 machine. He is still in the mist, but nonetheless not able to make a move happen. But Roberto Ramirez is going to go to the inside of the 72. No payback, just looks like it was a racing incident last time by. They're side by side though for the first time since that incident occurred, bringing out the second caution. Roberto Ramirez is going to be able to make the pass this time by. It looks like the Ally machine. Whoa, big wiggle there, and that might have been some net code contact. I don't think Ramirez is going to be happy about that one. Jacob Holland saying, let's go QCR. And I believe that is a team going to be able to confirm that right now. And that it is. Let's go Queen City Racing, including drivers Adam Bossie, Chad Winstead, Jacob Holland, and Jason Harris. They're looking for a good finish tonight. Chad Winstead seems to be carrying the banner. He's in 7th position right now. And that 10 machine has an awful lot of pace. Not done tonight, certainly. Don't count him out just yet. The race is far from over. Back to the lead once again. Casey Heschel not far and away in front of Alan Kunman anymore. Looks at the driver of the 8 machine has clawed back in just a tad. He's making his moves just to make sure that he can keep himself in the thick of it. While Kendall Kerr watches in the wings this time by. The roles have sort of reversed for everyone. And the drivers who were hunting beforehand are now waiting for the final few laps. And those who are waiting for the final few laps seem to be as aggressive as ever right now. Lap 83 of 120, and it's still led by Casey Heschel. The single file affair is taking 4 drivers the fastest. And Matthew Rodriguez trying to hold on in 5th. Then it's Austin Bloom and Chad Winstead 5th, 6th, 7th, and Clint Spielman in 8th. Garrett Sidnor in 9th. And just beside him, it is the driver of the 72 in Tyler Rush. With Roberto Ramirez still fighting hard. That is the battle for 10th between Ramirez and Rush. Heschel leading the way either way, and it's now Kunman and Kerr, the teammates, fighting for 2nd, with James McKee, another teammate of the Blacktop Racing organization, watching in the wings. As this lap by lap, this race does continue to wind down. Tyler Rush there. The JG Wentworth machine fighting hard with a Crunchyroll card and the Ally machinery. The Toyota Camry there. It's a battle between 2 Chevys and a Toyota. And it looks like the driver of the 50 Incineroar does have damage. And that might have been from the Caleb Morrissey incident if we do remember correctly. One's going to dive down to the inside line. They're not sure what that was about. Going to try to find out who that was. Scott Zellner up to 15th, but Justin Gibbs, not the one we saw. Looks like it might have been Scott Wheeler with some damage. As Dylan Petit back on the racetrack following his incident. Seems to be that car is majoritively repaired. And they're fighting now for the 12th spot. High line for Petit. And it looks like Wheeler is going to get the best of it. He won last week, but not in the best position to do so this week. Can't count him out yet. You never know until it's over. But it looks like right now Chad Winstead going to be losing some position. Not one, but perhaps two. As it looks like the driver of the 42 showing no mercy to Tyler Rush's rear end. He's still fighting hard. And they're glued to one another. Chad Winstead going to be passed by 1 and 2, maybe even 3. As the 42 and 72 continue to battle fiercely with one another. The Castro GTX machine has just gotten back into shape. Whether or not he's able to make it happen, we will find out. But Tyler Rush is up there in 9th. Nonetheless, Garrett Sidnor in 8th and Clint Goodman is in 7th. The rookie leads them through lap 87 to 120. This second pack is still fighting as hard as ever. How about that? Sending it back to the lead battle. It is still glued together. These top two drivers and Casey Heschel and Alan Kunman. They're putting together an incredible performance so far. 87 laps through on 120. And Jacob Holm saying Chad downshifted one too many times coming into turn 3. And oh no! That could have been detrimental to his race. Could have blown the engine. But it looks like Winstead is still on his way. In 12th right now. He's just got to recuperate his losses and keep fighting. And it looks like the 72 and 42, after that incident, they become magnets to one another. But wow, they're racing each other hard. Still clean, but oh! Wheeler's going to send Ramirez. Wow! No luck for the 42.
The yellow flag is
Yellow flag's out. And just when we thought he could have escaped another incident, he gets sent right into one. My goodness. And certainly not what he wanted at all. And you could see getting a little bit squirrely there with the 72 machine, but oh, Scott Wheeler. He got squirrely and that just finished him off. Now, I must say, nowhere to go for Wheeler there. Just nothing he could do. But still second nonetheless, not expecting that little bobble. Playing it back 20 seconds to see what just happened. And this is going into the lap of the incident with Tyler Rush. Here's Scott Wheeler. And Wheeler watching the side-by-side battle from afar. When he just bobbles in front of him and takes him out. Racing incident, I'd say. Although you could say the driver of the 97 may have some more blame there. Mechanical issue with physical equipment, it looks like for Chad Winstead, according to Jacob Holm. Racing is a contact sport tonight, according to Bethany. And I think Bethany Gubler is exactly right. We've seen a lot of incidents, although we haven't seen a lot of cautions. Going to take it away the strategy. Once again, Casey Heschel going to be the winner off pit road. Matthew Rodriguez second, then Clint Spillman, Dylan Petit, Alan Kunman is in 5th, and Kendall Kerr is in 6th. Casey Heschel still leading the way. Not sure what we are going to see out of the 49 for the remainder of the race, but he's looking awful impressive so far. How about that for the driver of the 49? Matthew Rodriguez, though, up into second position. 877 crash now being repeated once again, and this time it looks like the Rush machine able to avoid the incident himself, but certainly might have been the catalyst for that one, that hard racing. Can't put any blame objectively, the way I see it anyhow. Racing incident, we're going to get to the interviews. How about the interview for the driver in second? We can't get the driver who leads the way. How about Matthew Rodriguez of the 57 machine? It looks like a runner-up spot so far. We have now 30 laps to go. How are you going to approach this final stretch?
With much terror. First time actually seeing the pace car, so it is quite frightening. I'm kind of going off of the KC strat. I'm hoping he a little bit of a secret. I think my wear numbers have been good the last 2 pit stops, so I think I can kind of hold out. I'm just hoping those new guys don't just run up the field.
Absolutely got a few new guys just behind you. Clint Spillman appears to be a rookie in this series, so certainly not as much experience, but we got a lot of veterans in front of you and behind you. Well, you only have one driver in front of you, but nonetheless, an experienced field here tonight. How are you going to negotiate with these guys with 30 laps on the clock?
Boundless Terror. We're going to try, and I'm hoping for a caution to come out about lap 15, or about 15 laps, about 20 laps. Hopefully I can throw in a new set, and hopefully the tires will be enough or worn off enough where I can try and make a charge. I don't think I've got race-winning pace, but I'm just shaking my magic 8-ball, hoping for a little bit of luck.
Absolutely. 28-lap stint right now according to timing and scoring. And how much does a 30-lap run make a difference when it comes to the wear on these tires at Gateway?
Realistically, it's a lot tighter in the corners. It's a little bit looser out as well. Just have to be a little bit more careful. I'm hoping, or at least I hope, that Poteet stayed out, but he ended up coming in, so it's going to be a little bit more tough.
Absolutely looks like not a lot of team support, but you do have the driver of the 3 machine and Clint Spillman there nonetheless, so it is still a team affair up front, and it looks like we're getting double foul already. Any final thoughts before we get back to the action?
Hope I don't wreck.
Well, absolutely. Matthew Rodriguez now into the second row of the field, and we thank you for your time.
No problem, thank you.
Rodriguez certainly putting it to the test here. He has 29 lap old tires, and Casey Heschel does as well. But Heschel, he's at the dominating pace ever since the halfway point. But Alan Goodman, new tires, this could be the race deciding move. Whether or not it is, we're going to find out in just a few laps time. The iRacing pace car has only led these guys down 3 times tonight. It's been about a 30-lap gap every single time. Realistically, according to that statistic, we won't have another caution again, but we're going to find out. 29 laps, a few guys on old tires, but a lot of guys on new. Third restart of the night, and we are green again from Gateway, led this time by Alan Goodman and Casey Heschel. And not bad for the old tires. Heschel's going to get a monster start, 30 laps old tires, compared to the 3-lap old tires of Goodman. But Goodman's going to sail it down onto the first turn. And look at that. It's like a rocket power. He's going to get by in a swift motion. Nothing's going to come of it for the driver of the 49 machine. And he's already out front. Alan Goodman is, how about that? Kendall Kerr there, Scott Wheeler, Matthew Rodriguez. Rodriguez and Spillman going to have to fight hard there on old tires as well, as it looks like it's going to be Austin Bloom getting by. If he makes the move correctly, looks like he already has. The old tire cap already fading out of fame. Double file, they're stacking them up. Casey Heschel still fighting for second right now. He's still got the raw pace. It's still Scott Wheeler now up front. He is in the 4th spot. Now he's going to take it up to 3rd. A surprising run up to the front of the pack. And look at this. Scott Zeller's up to 6th. He's made his moves all the way back up. It's a long race, and he's got the damage cleared up. Jacob Holm saying cautions do breed cautions, and I think he's right about that for the most part. But so far, he made it a few laps through, and cautions have not breeded cautions just yet. How about that? Austin Bloom there in the 4th machine, fighting with Casey Heschel, and Scott Wheeler is in 3rd. Zellner fighting his way through the field. He's going to try to get past the 49 machine, put himself in the top 5. Yet another impressive run there by Wheeler, and yet another impressive run there by Scott Zellner. Looking for that 10th career win, the magic number. No driver has hit that number yet, and Zellner stands to be the one driver with the biggest advantage in hitting that number. He has 9 career wins in this series so far, 26 laps to go, and this is coming down to the crunch time stages. Austin Bloom there. Look at him go. He's in 4th, but Scott Wheeler in 3rd, and this is the top 2 battle. It's Kendall Kerr and Alan Goodman. They are teammates, and they're fighting as hard as ever. It's as if they aren't teammates. It is every man for himself with 25 laps to go. Whether or not they're able to make it happen, we will find out. Scott Wheeler is now in the hunt. Scott Zellner up to 5th, and it looks like Austin Bloom is in 4th. No matter what, that guy seems to be up there, no matter who is up front, just in front of him. And biding his time is the strategy for that 3 machine. But Alan Goodman back out in the front of the field. It looks like strategy is going to pay off for him, and it's going to pay off for his teammate, Kendall Kerr, as well. And the Columbia machine, lean the Lucas Oil machine, and the Wood Brothers inspired number 97 is in third. That rounds out your podium with 24 laps to go, coming to the start-finish line. Once again, a mad dash to the finish here in the Stadium Scene TV 150. Austin Bloom in fourth. Scott Zellner chasing him down. If we have one more caution, who knows what the driver of the team machine is able to do. He has been putting up rock solid numbers ever since his incident. He's gone for the back of the pack all the way to the front of it. He's up into 5th right now. His lowest was in the 20s. We saw him at 18th position, just about 40 laps to go, maybe about 30 laps to go. Now it looks like we got one on pit road. It's the 124 machine, and not a good conclusion to his event. 22 laps to go. You know what that means. Track Cams 22. We're going to be presenting a Crank It Up. Thank you all for stopping by tonight. It's the 22 to go. Crank It Up, brought to you by TrackCams22.com. It is now 19 laps to go. Thank you to TrackCams22 for presenting this one with their incredible camera software. We couldn't do this without them. They are just so much to the experience. If you want the best cameras on iRacing, visit TrackCams22.com. TrackCams for Gormans. They're the best in the business, and we are just living proof of it. 19 laps to go, and it's led by Kendall Kerr. Alan Kuhlman in second, and Scott Wheeler Jr. is in the third spot. Austin Bloom in fourth. Scott Zellner hunting him down is still in fifth, with Garrett Sidnor and James McKee in sixth and seventh, respectively. This is about the final segment of time where you can even consider strategy being part of the equation. With so few laps remaining in this one, it's all about whether or not you can manage this time effectively, and if you can't, you really are out of luck, because now it's going to be 17 laps to go as these drivers are going to be able to cross the line just one more time, and we'll be getting down to the real final stretch of this one. Nobody side by side right now, but Alan Kuhlman certainly is keeping Kendall Kerr on his toes no matter what. And these two are not going to stop until the job is done. With 17 laps to go, the job will be done in only a few minutes' time. But they're fighting as if the job will never be done. It's certainly just a battle of attrition here, and we've had a few drivers retire from this event due to issues. Now this series, no fast repairs, one green right checkered, it's as legitimate as it gets. You got one car and you got to race with it. No second chances. You got to make your first chance your best chance. And drivers like Kerr, drivers like Kuhlman, drivers like Wheeler, they've made that happen. And a driver like Scott Zellner, not to be discrediting Austin Bloom, is in the middle of this too, but Scott Zellner, he got his damage, he repaired it, he's clawed his way back up, he's fought throughout this entire race to be here. And in spite of an incident, He certainly is. So a driver like Zellner, he played it very, very risky. And at the end of the day, he is still up there. But Kendall Curl, the 21 machine, is fighting as hard as ever as well. 15 laps to go for the driver of the 21 machine. Alan Kunman is in second with Scott Wheeler Jr. in third. These top three drivers have been putting on quite the show, and there's only so much time to see who's going to be able to get it done. It looks like we got some shuffling in the middle of the pack. We're going to see what that is about, see whether or not that is in fact the case. Doesn't appear to be. And there is Colton Gardner, Casey Heschel, now in 15th. The tires did not pay off for him. He's just losing position lap after lap, and it must be agonizing to see every single driver pass him by. It is 11 p.m. on the East Coast. We've got an hour until the new day. It's going to be Friday in just an hour's time, but right now the Thursday night action, it's at its best. 14 laps to go, keeping Kerr on his toes. And these two might be the closest drivers on the racetrack overall. James McKee getting very, very close to Garrett Sidnor. Garrett Sidnor getting very, very close to Scott Zellner. They're fighting as if this is the last lap. And you know, it's the final stretch. You're getting to the last lap. You got to set your shots up before you take them. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So, how about that? Garrett Sidnor, Spears and Deal. Spears and Deal as well. And Austin Bloom, Scott Zellner. They're just waiting to see what happens because right now it's about defense. It's about offense. But right now the defense is moving the drivers like the 2 machine and 3 machine. Much more important is putting some offense on and perhaps fighting just a little more than you can chew. 13 laps to go and these two are still fighting for the lead. It's hard as ever. How about we take an onboard look for the driver of the 8 machine one more time and see what's going on inside the Alan Kunman Cup. And you can see how very delicate Alan Kunman is on the steering wheel. Using the least resistance in the turn as he possibly can. The less friction, the less wear on the tire. And with 12 laps to go, every lap matters when it comes to tire saving. You can see the inputs precise, very minimal. You can see every single back and forth on the hand. Gets back to work as soon as he can get onto the back straightaway. Just a little bit of weaving it back and forth, but he's on his way once more. Still putting together a very, very solid performance nonetheless. In second right now, we're going to take it to the nose camera one more time and see what's going on out front. Getting very, very close there. The 3G sponsorship on the quarter panel. The Mad TV sponsorship is there as well. The Lucas Oil Camaro getting hounded there. And these two blacktop racing drivers are putting together quite the performance. Kunman in second, Kerr in first. 11 laps to go is going to become 10 laps to go, starting now. And side by side for the lead there. There he goes. Kunman's going to make the move. And it looks like he is halfway clear side by side for the lead. Is he going to be able to make it happen? It looks like he is clear, but no, he's not. They're still side by side. It's not over yet, but now it is. Alan Kunman is your new leader with 10 laps to go. And the frustration is evident from Kendall Kerr. And 9 laps to go. This race is far from over. Our first lead swap in over 20 laps, and we just saw it in front of all of us. And with 9 laps to go, it's all about winding it up one more time and perhaps making the move as if that didn't happen. 22 lap old tires for all the drivers up front. The same tires. Just got to use them effectively at day's end. Caution is out. It looks like caution is out. Ticker is not reflecting that. It appears to be a misrepresentation of what's going on. Apologies, iRacing timing and scoring just messed up. 8 laps to go, and we do not have a caution on the racetrack. Not sure what is going on. A caution is being reflected on an additional timing and scoring system. iRacing not reflecting that, but either way, the race is still on its way, and it's Kunman and Kerr still fighting. Don't count Kendall Kerr out. That pass doesn't mean much when it comes to 8 laps to go. They'll be charging it back up, and with the draft with the momentum, being able to learn time after time. It's not a concealed event. It's not included in the slightest. Alan Kunman there is in first. Kendall Kerr there is in second. Scott Wheeler still watching the show. And it looks like it's still Austin Bloom leading Scott Zellner and James McKee getting up into sixth. He's looking ready to fight the all-time wins leader in this series. 7 laps to go. Very, very close to the wall there for Kunman, but he's still keeping it together. Now it's going to be 6 laps. And these two up front have been putting on a clinic. AC Heschel there. We try to get an onboard camera from him. It appears he is still losing position. His last lap was a 36.7. The last lap for our race leader was a 37.0. How about that? Quite the difference for a driver like Heschel, who was on old tires, and a driver like Kunman, who's on new tires. But you can see, getting very, very close to drivers who need to get some tires. Strategies not paying off, and there is one car on pit road right now. Multiple drivers having to come to pit road for some service. 5 laps to go. Some strategies have not paid off, but some have in beautiful fashion. Alan Kunman's strategy has certainly paid off, and its dividends are showing. Lap after lap, Scott Wheeler in third, Austin Bloom in second. Here comes the battle outside of the podium, but in reality, he is in fourth, while Scott Zellner fights hard with James McKee, 5th and 6th. And everyone trying to collect their final positions, paying their dues before this event is over. Only so much time before we conclude this one, and Alan Kunman putting on a show. He and Kendall Kerr really dominated this one. Casey Heschel had his moment. James McKee got up there as well, and while the lap cars are in front. Whoa, big wiggle by Scott Wheeler Jr. Is that going to be for a position? He's going to save it, and he's going to keep his position, but that's very, very close quarters there. Kunman still leads. The remainder of the field stays the same. How about that? Kendall Kerr in second, Wheeler third, and it looks like it's going to be the Wheeler machine who's got to be a little bit worried. Now he's got a few drivers waiting to get to him. 3 laps to go before we hit that 120 lap mark. You can see how close James McKee is to Scott Zellner. It's time for defense, and it's going to be a dive to the inside line for the 9 machine. What's he going to do this time? Both of them move up the racetrack. Giving just a little, taking just a little. And Zellner trying to hang on for a top 5, second top 5 of the year if he's able to do so. Gets it that time by with 2 laps to go. Sliding back down to the inside, however. The drip strip carrying these guys through, and you can see how much James McKee's using on that racetrack. Another defensive maneuver there by Scott Zellner. Wiggling his car around, just trying to make every single move he can to keep the number 9 machine away, but it looks like he's going to get it that time by James McKee. Monster move. That's going to put him in front of Scott Zellner with 1 lap to go. White flag is out, and this is going to be the final lap of the race. He's going to get it that time by, and that's going to inspire Garrett Sindler to try to go for it. Let's see whether or not he does. But either way, what a drive. Alan Kunman putting on a clinic alongside his teammates, but there can only be one winner, and the 8 machine proves to be on top. Special scheme, special drive, and quite the special performance. Coming to the line, checkered flag is out, and Alan Kunman's going to win the 2nd race of the season. The stadium scene, TV 150. And Wheeler gets it in 3rd, Kendall Kerr in 2nd, Austin Bloom in 4th, James McKee, Scott Zellner, Garrett Sindler. And the gap between Sindler and Zellner at the line was 58 thousandths of a second. And everyone comes to congratulate the driver who gets it done tonight. Kunman getting the push from Wheeler. Austin Bloom comes up to him. All the drivers back down onto pit road. But the celebration is on for one. The 8 machine, Alan Kunman, And what a show he put on. Coming down to the front straightaway, time to burn it down. Second race of the season, second winner of the season as well. And he slowly rolls to the front straightaway, it looks like. And to get back together. And what a deserved victory. How about that for the driver of the 8 machine? Gonna take it in reverse, actually. Rolls to the start-finish line. Celebration is on for the driver of the 8 machine. And parking it on the start-finish line, it looks like that is what's going to be done for the driver of the 8 machine in Alan Kunman. How about that? What a performance. Driver of the 8 machine, and we're going to get him into the interviewing center right about now. What a show for Alan Kunman. How are you feeling after that one?
Oh, man, I'm wore out. I was over here sweating, just trying to bring it home.
Well, absolutely brought it home tonight and getting it done in the first position. How do you feel going throughout this entire event?
Oh, it was a good race for us. Started on pole, led, the first, quarter of the race or whatever. And me and my teammate Kendall, we had a good battle all race long, really. So, I mean, all in all, it was a good day.
Absolutely getting it done. Top 2 drivers in this event. Same team, Blacktop Racing. So a really good run there. And how about that strategy really came in your favor with that 30 lap run, huh?
Yeah, that was weird how that worked out, because it seemed like every run it was 30 or so laps and we'd get a caution. So I knew that when that last caution came out, I think everybody except for 3 or 4 of us pit. So I knew how the car would be for that last 28, 30 laps, whatever it was left in the race.
Absolutely. Seems to be a series of 4 miniature races, 30 lap stints separating each one of them. And that's what got you the win there. 30 lap stint on the dot here following that caution. So absolutely a perfect estimation there, and it gets it done. Now next week, we're going to be seeing you back again, and I believe it's going to be Charlotte Motor Speedway. How are you feeling going into next week?
Pretty good. That's one of my favorite 1.5-mile tracks. So we'll see if we can go there and repeat next week. But looking for a good run, anyways.
Absolutely. Looking for a good run once again for the driver of the 8 machine, getting his first victory of the season, and with the Next Gen's first win at Gateway. How about that? It looks like Blacktop Racing able to get it done once again at Gateway, just a different driver for the 9 to the 8. Alan Kunman gets it done. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
There we go. How about that? We're going to drag him back to his voice chat and get the driver who finished in second position tonight. That was the driver of the 21 machine in Kendall Kerr, and a runner-up spot, but the team takes 1-2. How you feeling after this event?
Oh, pretty tired. I'm sweaty. No, it was a tough race, and congratulations to Alan. I know he had a bunch of second places last season, and I think even the season before. So I think he was the best car on the long run. Just got trapped behind a couple other cars on that second stretch that we had there. But man, I was trying everything I could at the end, throwing Hail Marys, trying to dime in the corner, mess with the brake bias, and I just had nothing for him but to just hope that there was no cautions and take it home second.
Absolutely not. Either way, took it home second in the strategy. As I explained to Alan Kunman, it played in your favor nonetheless. And how about that? 30 lap stint on the dot, and it looks like taking those tires was the big thing, getting a great run tonight.
Yeah, I just got to thank everyone that helps put this deal going, and like you guys broadcast, and it adds so much to the league. Car count's been up just since you guys have taken over. Want to thank ASC Supply and Services for jumping on board this season, Stadium Scene TV, SP Designs for being a long time partner, along with Body Shop. Just appreciate everyone that helps make this deal happen every Thursday, where we can kind of step away from reality and have our intramural racing league with a bunch of friends.
Absolutely. What a show it has been so far. An incredible first 2 weeks, and next week we're going to be heading to Charlotte Motor Speedway. How are you feeling going into that one?
Home track. I live probably, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes from there. So I really enjoy racing Charlotte. I've never run these next-gen cars there. Hopefully the top will come in 3 and 4. I think that'll make for an exciting race if it does. But should be a good show knowing all these guys, so y'all have to stay tuned.
Absolutely. Looking forward to that one. But this week, runner-up Kendall Kerr in the 21 machine, Blacktop Racing, takes the 1-2 positions in a dominating fashion. What a show put on by those guys, and thank you for your time.
Thank you.
There we go. Now we're going to get on to our final driver of this one. And how about that podium procedure? We're going to be getting to its finale. The driver, the 97 machine, in Scott Wheeler Jr. And we're going to be hoping to get a word from the driver of the 97 machine. If you are watching Scott Wheeler, we're looking for an interview, and we would love to have you on. Just hop into one of the team channels, and we'll be willing to take an interview as soon as possible. We'd love to complete our podium procedure. Toby Wedgwood saying, good finish, fellas. Thank you, Toby, for stopping by. We know how much this league means to you, and we are really happy to see you supporting us nonetheless, and we hope to have you back in due time. Thank you for the support, and means a lot. Definitely does. Means a lot for every single one of you guys to be stopping by and working with us here. Really, really, what a show tonight. The Gateway, very, very tricky track, but these guys made it seem like it was nothing. Now, look, Scott Wheeler is in a voice chat, and my apologies there. Final driver in the podium procedure, it's Scott Wheeler, and you won last week, and now you're back up front. Third position tonight. How you feeling?
Not too bad. It was an eventful race for sure, but a third place is a pretty good salvaged effort.
Absolutely was able to salvage the effort. We saw you were involved in a few incidents throughout the race, but nonetheless came back storming, and it looks like strategy call really got you back up there.
Yeah, thankfully these cars are a little more, they can take a little bit more than the Xfinity cars. Scott just had an unlucky moment. He was actually trying to let me by, and the second you get out of control in these, you just, it's so hard to save them. So the other incident was completely my fault. Roberto was out of shape, and I was trying to, get off the gas, and we ended up spinning him. But that caution certainly helped, and then the choose rule and track position played a good role.
Absolutely. Track position, the choose rule, all these factors combining to get you that third place at the end of the day. Another strong run. But next week, it will be Charlotte. How are you feeling going into that one?
I really like Charlotte. That's the track I've won at the most in this league. So we'll see. It's a different car, obviously, so things will be different this time around. But I feel pretty good going into that.
Absolutely. Looking to see some more confident results from the driver of the 97 machine. Yet another podium, and I believe this puts you firmly in the points lead going into the remainder of the season. Looking forward to Charlotte and the 97 machine. Scott Wheeler Jr., thank you for your time.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you, hosting the broadcast. Appreciate everybody racing today. Kendall, Toby watching at home, and my teammates at Four Horsemen. So we'll go get them next week.
Absolutely. Thank you for stopping by. And that is going to conclude your podium procedure for tonight. And what a show it was. An incredible job by every single one of the drivers who were here tonight. And next week, as we mentioned, we'll be back with this series at Charlotte. We hope you all stop by and watch that one. We are very, very excited to continue presenting this season because it's been an incredible one so far. Thank you all for watching tonight. We will be concluding this broadcast on that note. We'll be back Thursday night for more action. Got to give a quick thanks before we leave to Spotify's own Seared Marks with this revamped version of our intro and outro theme, hitting Spotify on November 2nd if you want to listen to it for your own. It is incredible to listen to this new, revamped, enhanced version of a classic track from Atari's own Super Burnout. Thank you all for stopping by, and hope you take a listen before you're on your way out. Thank you all once again, and have a great night.